haven't done a video for a while because I've been bunged up with a cold, head cold that is, and been flat out with shearing and all that. So, but at the moment we're gathering. So this turned out to be quite a commotion because the two farm four-wheelers stopped running, the motorbike stopped running that I fixed, and it's my own fault. I used the wrong gasket sealant to do a bodge job and it didn't work, but it is getting fixed. So my sister-in-law is on the other farm four-wheeler, and my uncle was going to lend me his DRZ so I could use his one. But sadly, his one I only got about 100 meters away from where we started, and it died and we cannot get it to go. So I then went back to the farm with the truck and picked up the old blue Rover, which has got no brakes and no heater or no nothing, and I'm now out here sort of travelling. I have some companions at the back. But we're getting there, you know, it's been a commotion of a day, but we're getting there. But I haven't got no radio either, so I was just fucking singing along and enjoying time as we go, because it makes it more worthwhile that way. Okay. And then I'm just going to have to go and check on my sister-in-law, because she seems to have disappeared out of sight. Going for a pee. The joys, eh? So the surprise machine is going to be here in the next 2 days. So they look forward to a video on Monday or Tuesday, probably more like Tuesday. It's getting delivered to my place in town, and then we're driving it all the way to the farm, which is going to take about probably 6 or so hours. So we're receiving it on Sunday night. We're having a quick look over it. And then we're driving it on a 6-hour drive without knowing anything about it, all the way to the farm basically. And then I'm getting a lift back in with my uncle and aunt, well, my aunt, Donna, because she's coming back in Tuesday, so. And hopefully Michael will see that I have a bit of some sheep. He saw them. So what you do is if you're pulling away from sheep, it's hard to explain how to gather really, because you don't really have telepathic memories, you just make it up as you go along. But we're getting there, Right, I'll let you be, and we'll catch us in the next one when we'll hopefully show you the surprise machine. Here's a quick glimpse of it. See what you guess what the model is. That'll be a good hint, I reckon. Finished to gather, now I'm back at the settlement, or at my place. So parts have turned up for the generator. We've got the cowling for here. We've changed the oil filter. We've got to drop the oil down and change the oil. This weekend we're going to be taking off that there. Supposedly in there is a bearing that holds everything and sets your backlash for your generator, which is a little bit in it. It's meant to be, I think, 10 thou. But I'm pretty confident that's what's leaking the oil. It's not the seal. Because around the seal is as clean as a whistle, respectively. But anyway, so these are the bolts that hold the engine, the alternator on. And as you can see, that's the old alternator, which is going to be donated to a family friend for copper. This is our new alternator, our McCulty alternator. One we've been waiting for a while for. Sadly, I like McCulty. I've had people dealt with them before, and I really do like them. But we've just looked at my uncle's one, which is slightly different, but this is very similar. But anyway, for me, this is the bolt that bolts on the thing. And look, it doesn't reach. These are M12s, and they've got to be at least 75 mil. I think these are only 55 mil. This was the old piece that went on for the tapered shaft, and obviously they stick out yay much, which is not so bad. But it does lead us to the problem of, oh, that's a bit of a problem, because it don't fit. So now what do we do? So, looking for bolts at the moment, and in here we asked them to set them for single phase for us, and so we can just connect our wires that go from here. So you have your positive and negative. Well, very good of them. They don't do that. We opened my uncle's one up, And inside is the bag and all the paperwork for it. Tells you if you want star, delta, or something else, I think it was, or 3-phase and single phase. But it doesn't tell you which connections are what, and I don't really understand it. So I've now got a problem. I need this generator running in the next 2 weeks. And with all what's happening, I'm going to town on Sunday, pick up the surprise, which I will post a little picture of it later. I've got to get this done, and I've got to try and get a Sparky out to get this connected up. So I've got to try and get it connected, get it all running, and I've also got to try and get a cowling made up for here, so it can come up. I was going to head for that window, but now we're thinking of maybe 2 4-inch pipes in parallel, and then up, and then 2 4-inch holes drilled in there with the pipe sticking out with 2 elbows on it, blowing out the oil, blowing out the hot air, and we'll have them floating about here, about just off the thing, and then we'll just put the canvas down onto there. But what we'll do is we'll have the pipe so it comes down a bit further, and we'll also have it so it can blow a bit of air out of there, so if it builds up a bit more, but 90% of the hot air should be going out. Plus we'll also have that running when the generator's running, and you have your vents, so hopefully this will keep the generator then a lot cooler than what it used to be. Not that that was what caused the problem, but hey ho. So yeah, so that's the gossip on that bit. My other half's just going past New House, which is way over there, coming in from town. I've got supper on, so cesspit tank, there's a hole in the bottom of one of the tanks, like an 8mm hole. I've got a fiberglass kit. I'm hoping the fiberglass kit can be patched up and it will fit on it will stick to the tank if I rough it up. Other than that, that's just about ready to go for us to bury. For the road, we will hear about it in January. If you look over there, you'll see a dust trail. Maybe a vehicle. If you look right there, see a little dot there? That's hard to see because I've got it hold still, but I'll say that is my other half. So yeah, for the digger seems to be good. If it's a Chifferton, I like it. It's a bit worn out and needs a little bit of work doing to it. Don't know what you guys think. Obviously we've got no money at the moment. Everything's tied up with wool prices dropping and not being very good, and our freight charges have now gone up from $4,000 a container, or $5,000 a container, to $9,000. I know it's about a 21-22% increase on freight, which kills us. So I might have to get parts for this. If anyone knows where I can get parts from for the tracks, mainly I'm after the seals for in here that holds the tensioner. I would like to get a new set of whatchamacallits and a complete new set of tracks. If anyone knows where I can get them from, I would be seriously interested in purchasing them. I don't mind if they're all second hand, providing they're in really good nick. Give us an email at kentongoodwin@horizon.co.fk or Kentonsford County Lol, all lowercase, for both email address at gmail.com, and you'll get us. Or just put a comment in the bottom and I will reply to your comment. Right down there is Kitty. So, it's burning some rubbish. Got to really sort the lawnmower, the cultivator out. It sort of died last year, and that's where it sort of grazed. As you can see on the truck, there's a 4-wheeler. Well, that's my mum's 4-wheeler. The other ones, we've got them all running, but sadly, we don't have the O-ring that goes at the bottom of the carburetor, and they're leaking fuel at the bottom of the carburetors. So I use some black gaskets, silicone stuff that we use on the oil pans and to seal up everything, and it worked alright for a day. Well, I went to load them up yesterday and my one died. So I put on the other 4-wheeler, and that evening I thought I better go and check it out. Well, the black silicone turned to gel. So that sort of meant that we wasn't taking them away. Big Goliath. He's just after food, that's all he's wanting. Not that he needs food. And look at him. You do this, he's like pickle barrel. He only gets fed like once in a blue moon. He seems to know where all the food is around settlement. He won't mix with the other sheep. Tiny, the other one that my parents had in town, looked after all winter. He is, well, we don't actually know where he is. He's disappeared. Blue Rover, she's now going, but her brakes are gone. So I used her today, as you can see in the start of the video. I used her today for doing a gather. But hey, what do you need brakes for? So I fixed on the carburetors with thing, and this is what I've done. Let me put the lights on to help you out. We'll shut that so there's no wind. So this is your carburetor. This is an old one that's buggered. And like, I mean, it's buggered. Look at all that powder coming out. This has had a lot of water damage to it, but we sort of robbed it to see what it is. But you can see, looking at the top of the carb there, it'd been patched, and obviously water had got into it and leaked it out. So anyways, so on the bottom of the carb you have a plate like this. Now this is a 300cc quad. This is a 200, but the 250s are also like that. So we need this gasket here. Well, what I did was I used this silicone stuff, which is this stuff, which I was praising up the other day. Replaces any size preformed gas in a minute, withstands high temperatures, forms to a tough waterproof seal. What I didn't read up on it is that it doesn't like petrol or fuel in that case. It's good for oil, but that's about your lot. So I've had to get some other stuff, which I'm going to try. We'll see how good it is. But what I do is I fill up the groove with a bit of silicone, set this old seal in. This one's buggered, but set it in so that it's just protruding out, and then let it all set, and then I just get a wet bit and put it along the top there, fit it to the bottom of the carb, and it worked perfectly. That's what I'm hoping to do this time, but because I used that black stuff, obviously it didn't work too good. Motorbike, she's all good, but her chain is buggered, and I can't justify spending on a new chain, and I've got two bikes, but hopefully we'll be doing the gathering anyway. Hopefully, if all goes well. We will see. So that's it. That's my little boy's JR80, my little boy's PW50, which now is my little girl's PW50, and my little boy's Cobra 50 fun bike. It's actually a nice little bike, actually. They all run. The two quads, they do run. That's my little girl's quad, which was her cousin's Keegan's quad. She uses that, and this is Keegan's quad, my nephew's quad. So that sorts that out. So that's all the gossip for in here. So in the next 2 weeks we've got to get 3 bikes running with parts that we do not have on standby. We've got to improvise. Spoke to a guy overseas on eBay, and he said that if I find numbers, which I need to do right now, so numbers on these bikes are pretty simple to find. They are on a plate right here, if you can see. This is a 2003 model, I would say. Now, as good as this is, right, so I'll just take photos of these and then I'll get back to you. I'm not taking them just yet. I'll have to come back over because my batteries need flat. I will go and charge my phone, but before I do that, I will show you one other thing. Apart from my family's just turned up. Here's some tractor weights. Suitcase weights, they call them. There's 6 there, and I've got 4 on the tractor. And I'll show you a little glimpse of the tractor, and we'll see if you can guess what model it is. And then you'll have to just wait till next week's video when we give it a good walk around. I might even post it early before I normally post videos. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and we'll have a look. Here's the picture.